Hello and good evening, everyone. This is Sue from Sue's Paper Creations, and I am excited to hop on and create a couple cards for you this evening. I've got a fabulous background layout inspired by a card that I just received, and I'm going to do a little toss-up because it is Tuesday night, right? I am a little bit later this evening than I usually am on a Tuesday night. Usually I am here at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, but I have been, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a whole lot of receipts behind me. I have been busy trying to organize some stuff for good old income tax time, and I just wanted to get some stuff, kind of all my receipts found and organized, or starting to get them organized anyway, before I went live tonight. So I want to welcome you, those that were able to make it tonight at this later time at, what are we, 7:30 instead of 6 o'clock. I know for you, East Coast ladies, it is a little bit late for sure, but I hope you will catch it. You can grab yourself a cup of coffee and watch the replay tomorrow morning when you get up, and hopefully it will inspire you to make some cards tomorrow, okay? So welcome everyone. My name is Sue Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Victoria, BC on the west coast of Canada, and you have entered, well, my little bit messy craft room over there with all my receipts, but I am glad that you are here with me tonight. I received a beautiful card. I posted it yesterday from Tracy Taylor, Cherry Lane Stamping. It was so pretty. Quite a few of you loved this card that I posted, and it was just such a beautiful card. And then I had a closer look at it, and I'm like, you know what? That background is so easy and fabulous. I have to use this for my Tuesday night toss-up for tonight. So I am going to be creating with a new bundle that I haven't used yet, called Twisted in Time. It's a very, very cool, well, kind of twisted tree. So it's going to be great. We're going to use it for a masculine card tonight, which sometimes is a little bit harder to come up with ideas for masculine cards. So I am going to be using this fabulous tree on a card tonight. And then I can't just do one, especially with a fabulous background like we're doing that's so easy. I had to also grab some of the Storybook Friends Designer Zeri paper, and I have got a cute little card with an adorable little bunny on it. So I know Easter's a little bit away still, but it's going to be here before we know it. So I thought that I would do a cute little bunny card tonight. Okay. Let's see here. We got lots of people that are popping on tonight, which is wonderful. Hello, Kathy. I'm glad that you found us as well tonight, and welcome. Jenny is hanging out. Greetings from the cold. Oh my goodness. Yes. Lots of snow there the past week. I must say that in BC, it's starting to warm up a little bit, which is kind of nice. And we had some beautiful snow on the ground for, actually, it was very pretty for the first couple days when the snow fell. And then it was just super cold. So it stayed around for quite some time, and now it's finally starting to melt. So we don't get much snow, but we did have a little taste of it. But it looks like it's on its way out. Yeah, so for those of you who love snow, then I'm sure the East Coast is the way to go, right? Okay, so I'm going to head on down to my workspace, and I'm going to show you the card that inspired me. I'm going to show you the papers I'm going to use tonight and some of the products. And I hope that you are going to love the cards we create tonight. And then give it a try. Use this really quick, easy background for lots of other cards, right? It's just a stepping stone for some color combinations and some fun, like a little platform to put your feature stuff in the middle of the card. Okay. All right. So let's head on down. And tonight, this is the card here. that I got from Tracy Taylor. So again, Cherry Lane Stamping. She is in Canada as well. And she's not West Coast, she's not East Coast, she's kind of is right in the middle there in Canada, but it is beautiful. And she actually used everything on this card, the papers, the stamp, the ribbons, the embellishments. They are all celebration stuff. So you can still get all of these products as freebies. I feel like over the last couple weeks, I ended up with a good cold that was kind of socked in for a while. It got better and then it kind of dipped down and came back for just a little bit. So that's why you didn't see me go live there for a little bit this last week, but it's totally gone now, which is amazing. And but I feel like I can't believe we're only 10 more days of celebration, which is crazy. So if there's stuff that you are wanting still from celebration, you want to grab those things, and the next few days, you got 10 days, especially like the a la mode dies. We've got some tulle dies. They added on some really great stuff onto celebration in February. So definitely check it out, because you're running out of time for that. And somebody, I'm trying to remember the name now, I just sent it off today. We had a lucky winner from my Galentine's giveaways that actually ended up winning this Twisted in Time bundle that I'm going to be using. I got one for myself and then one as a giveaway. So that all the prizes went into the mail today. Let's see here. Majority, about 75% of all of March's card club kits went in the mail today, which is amazing. And yeah, I am going to tell you about April. I have had lots of messages. Everyone's wanting to know, what am I going to do for April? And I know what I'm going to do now. So I'll share that with you in a little bit too. But first, let's check this out. So we have got Twisted in Time, and this one actually has a Happy Easter greeting on it as well, which I thought was kind of fun, because you could do more of like a really spring card, make this almost look like a cherry blossom tree, which I thought would be pretty. I'm going to do more of kind of masculine colors. I'm going to do a little wild wheat. I'm going to do a little old olive and pecan pie on tonight's card using the Twisted in Time. I am going to show you some tips to make it easy to line up the dies and stamp with this one. Okay, so I always like to share a few tips. So if you happen to have this bundle, you'll have a few tips to kind of help you out if you haven't cracked it open yet, or if you're having a harder time with kind of lining things up. Hopefully tonight's tips will help you. Okay, with the dies, let's see. I was just cracking them open. I got my spare piece of scrap there. We have got a piece that cuts out like the entire tree after it is stamped. Like I said, just opened these about an hour ago. I have got, this is the coolest, twistiest trunk to the tree. You can actually stamp the trunk as well and die cut it out. I love it when you have lots of options for layers and textures. We've got all these little pieces here, which you could layer over top as greenery. Okay, this is a very cool looking piece. Now I didn't use this tonight, but that is going to look very cool on a card, and I will get into that more when I'm doing a different type of backdrop for the card than I am tonight. Let's see what else we've got in here. We've got a banner. Love a banner die, right? Always fabulous. So those are the dies that come in there, and these are the gorgeous stamps. So I'm gonna start by just hopping in and doing some stamping. Okay, does that sound good? I hope that you guys are having a good week. For me, it's been a little bit of a catch-up week because just kind of getting back to feeling better and good, and finally had my terrific toadstool card club in-person class finally yesterday, which was wonderful. And yeah, just been working away, figuring out and planning some classes for the next couple months. So yeah, I'm excited to share with you what I'm going to be up to. Okay, but let's stamp a little bit and then we can chat in a second. I'm going to just show you, first of all, the best way that I found to stamp this and then kind of cut out the shape of the tree so that you could line up this piece here a little bit easier, as well as the overlay for the leaves. Okay, so I'm going to use a little pecan pie. We're jumping in. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start just stamping at the bottom here. And this is the coolest looking trunk. I love it. I could see using this for Halloween too, because you could do it kind of more dark and eerie like, and you could definitely, with different colors, make this dark and eerie too. So even though excuse me, it says Happy Easter and it has some nice kind of just friendship greetings on it, you could pull this tree in for a lot of different seasons. A bear tree like this could also be for a snowy winter tree as well. So you've got options there, right? So I'm going to pull in my die, and the reason why I'm doing that, let me just, I did the one, but I'm just running over. Everyone always asks me, what are you using to condition your stamps? I always condition my stamps a little bit, so I rub them a little bit before the first time that I use them. And everyone thinks it's something special, but this was I don't know if it was Molly's, Sarah's, or Katie's, but it was basically an eraser from when they were in elementary school that I happened to find. And it's a good one because it doesn't leave any of those like crumbly bits like the white erasers do. So it takes off and conditions the top layer there, but it doesn't leave any bits behind, which I love. So if you can find one like that, it is definitely a good one to grab. I'm going to grab a big block. Let me see if I've got one big enough. I might have to take my trunk off of this one. And I'm going to show you probably the most challenging part from what I have seen, which is lining up these branches and things with the trunk. Okay, kind of knowing where to line this up so that, like, you could say, oh, well, this looks great, and you could stamp it. But then if you want to cut the whole thing out together, you may be off quite a bit around the edges. So this is my first tip for using this stamp or this bundle with the dies, would be to take your actual full tree die. And I mean, you could just stamp on the white paper and not die cut it out. But if you want to do the die cut like I'm going to do here, then I would recommend lining up. I've got washi tape here because my my plates on my cut and emboss machine I've had for, I don't know, 6 months or so, and they are looking rather curved, so I have to use washi tape now to keep them my dies in place because the plates are so warped. But you want to make sure that you line up the roots of the tree and up the side and into this little nook of before the first branch. And you want to line that up just like so. And then I would recommend to cut it out. I haven't, of course, stamped the top first. I'm going to get into that, but I would recommend cutting out this shape first. Okay. Once you do, you are going to end up with this. Okay. There is your tree shape. Now, this is going to make it a lot easier for you to go ahead and stamp, because now what you can do is you can line up the stamp with the outside edges of the die cut, okay? And then you know that you're going to have it in the right spot. And then same with when you do the secondary stamp as well. So you can line it up over top of the die cut, okay? And then you'll have all the greenery in the right spot. It'll be die cut and it'll be fabulous, okay? So that is the biggest tip for using this tree, I've found, if you're gonna die cut it out like this. Now I'm gonna get into some colors, and I haven't even done the background yet. It's gonna be so amazing with, I've got the Timeless Plaid I'm going to use on the backdrop of this tree. So it's going to be a beautiful masculine card. And then I am going to give you a little sneak peek of the second card, which is going to be, we're going to turn to the adorable side, and we are going to use the Storybook Memories paper here. And I've cut strips, and we are going to do a little theme with strawberries with a little frame, one of those gorgeous frame dies, and a cute little bunny, and you're gonna love it. So let's get to stamping this first though, okay? So let's get in. I'm gonna go with Old Olive and Wild Wheat. Okay, I'm making you wait to see what the backdrop is gonna look like. Isn't that nasty of me? But it's gonna be so easy. So the work to these cards is going to be whatever you put on the front of them as your focal point, because the background is going to look beautiful once you get all of your strips of paper down. So I'm going over top. I'm hoping not to bump the camera, and lighting wise, not the best time of night to be doing this, but I'm going to try and line up, there it is, the tree with the die. Okay, you have to give me a second here. Okay, that looks pretty good. You know what, it would be helpful? Hold on a second. What would be helpful is I'm going to use a darker color. I don't know why I didn't think of this. There you go. There's your second tip. Use a darker color so the white is not sitting on white, right? Am I right? And then it's a lot easier to see the edges. Look at how much easier that is. Oh my goodness. We learn as we go, right? Sometimes we forget. Okay, my camera's in the way. I'm just gonna go for it. It might not be perfect because, like I said, I'm over top, but I'm gonna go for it. And you'll get the gist. Like when you're doing it, you won't have a camera exactly in your eye line like I do. See, look at how easy that is. It went around the edges like that. I mean, it wasn't perfect. Ideally, I would have liked it up a little bit more, but I'm going to do the second part, and I'm going to add this detail here, okay? So let's grab that one. But you can see how much easier that is, and it's actually can be a little bit quicker than what I'm doing right here for sure, if you're not working around stuff. Okay, so I'm going to get the detailed piece out, and we're going to stamp over top. Now, I've seen this done in some gorgeous, gorgeous blues, kind of a blue background with some nice, pretty color greens and espresso trunk. And usually that would definitely be my go-to, because I am one that loves the greens and the blues together. But I am drawing from the actual colors in the paper. Okay, so let's see here. I think, see these little tiny tips? They actually line up like with the little tiny edges there. I'm gonna see if I can do it. Again, looking kind of through a camera up over top. I think it goes there. There, I think I'm close. Oh no, I put down my stamp. I'm kind of committed. I might have a bit of a, oh, not bad. See how they kind of connect up into the little groovy edges? Okay, I kind of dropped it before I wanted to, so but it looks pretty good just like that. Okay, so there is our cool twisted tree, and we are going to put it onto a backdrop and a big circle die. So let's get out our pieces for our card. So again, this is going to be, you'll see the patterns here as it is inspired by this one. I'm going to be using some of these timeless plaid patterns to create a really great kind of more masculine feel backdrop. And I'm going to start by just layering them on top of the card. So these are 3/4 of an inch strips. Okay, so this is the quick and easy backdrop. 3/4 of an inch. We've got 5 of them. You could do all of the same pattern. You could alternate, whatever makes you happy. Okay, I'm going to pull in also a big circle die from the Spotlight on Nature. I'm just laying down my pattern papers, and if you are watching for the first time, for one thing, welcome. I'm glad that you found us. If you are watching for second, third, fourth, sometimes you've been watching for years, you will know that I love using liquid glue for any type of backdrop that requires strips of paper. I am actually pretty much for everything. I am definitely team liquid glue rather than snail or Stamp and Seal. I have always been kind of more team liquid glue. So I don't know if you are one that prefers the tape runners or the liquid glue, but definitely, even if you're a tape runner person for this type of card, I would recommend the liquid glue. Although those laid down very nicely and quite even, it's not bad. Right down, we've got a border on either side. I like to put the glue on there, and I like to place them into place. I like to say float them. I don't press them down yet, and that way, if say I need to do a little bit of wiggle work, you know, slide them back and forth, just align them, which I don't because they turned out okay. That was good. Then you can have that movement in there, and then when you're happy with it, rub it down. Okay, so there is, look at that amazing backdrop, just with strips of paper. And you know me, I like a good way to use up strips of paper. Okay, and this is a good one. All right, so next I'm going to take this big circle here. This is going to be our focal point for this card. And I'm going to take a little bit, let's see which color is in this. I think we should be okay. I'm going to use just a little bit, I think, of shading. I think I want to shade just a smidgen. I want to bring out some of the colors that are in the backdrop within the backing of this card. So this is a Calypso Coral. So I'm going to do just a little tiny rub along the edges. Not much, but I wanted to gather a little bit of color into these fabulous textured edges, and just dabbing with your Stampin' our little blending brushes here works amazing for that. So I want to just lighten it up around the edge like so. Okay, and then I'm going to do a little bit of green across the bottom for a little bit of grass. And I did cut out 2 little kind of more like almost like a bush rather than a branch pieces that I think I might lay across. Okay, good. All right, so let's see here. Years. Let's see, we got some more people hopping on here. Hello from Australia. Hello. And near and far. We got people here from near and far. Donda, East Coast still awake. I am impressed. Oh, hello, Jace. I got Janice here. And some people definitely agree with me with the liquid glue, right? So much easier. Okay, so I'm going to do some shading across the bottom here like that. Just to add a little bit of greenery. And then we are going to add our bits and pieces here that look like a little hedge across the bottom. So I'm going to just use my little take my pick tool here, get rid of some of these bits and pieces to show the detail a little bit more. And that's why I also wanted to do a little bit of shading of green on the bottom, because I think it's going to look really sharp when it gets onto the card. Now I might not take all of the pieces out, because sometimes it's nice to leave a little bit in there so you don't see through as much the white, and it adds a little bit of texture. We're going to get rid of that. I think we're going to put this down here. I think. We'll see. And then we're going to pop this over top like so. Now, do we want this? Oh, I kind of want to see that twisted bottom of the roots there. So we are going to just put it across the bottom a little bit, just for a little bit of texture. Okay. Now, while we are on the, get my glue going here. While we were on the last 10 days of celebration, keep in mind some of the deals that we definitely have going on right now. I have had a couple ladies, you have to be within Canada to join my Stamp It Canadian team, but I've had a couple ladies who have definitely taken advantage of grabbing, of course, the amazing starter kit right now. You get so much more during celebration. It's always the best deal, but you definitely get more of that deal during celebration. They let you have a choice of extra products of $129 worth of extra stuff, which are markers and an extra stamp set. Plus, you get to do some shopping of $165 worth of stuff on top of that, which is amazing. And after all that, you're only going to pay 135 bucks. So it is a fabulous deal. You get to be part of our Stamp It Canadian group, and you don't have to pay full price for Stampin' Up stuff anymore, because once you get the starter kit, and you already get a great deal when you sign up, for one thing, you don't have to do the business thing. You don't have to. You should know that. Lots of people use it more like a membership, like you would say going to Costco, and you get the best deal when you go to Costco rather than going to some of the other stores, right? This is the same sort of thing. You're getting like a discount of at least 20% on everything that you buy after you got a huge deal on your starter kit. So, and you get to keep that all the way until at least the end of June. So if anything, you're going to get a great deal, and you're going to get a discount for at least 3-4 months. And then you can decide if you want to carry on and continue to get a discount. Depending on how much you buy in those first couple months, you have to do about $400 Canadian to keep your discount. Or if not, you got a great deal, you got a discount for a while, and then you convert back to just being a customer. Okay, so, but there's lots of perks. Lots of perks for joining our fun little group. So if you want any more info, you know, let me know, because we've got a fun group. We're going to have a little virtual pajama party coming up in a few days. I'm excited about that with Stamp It Canadian group. Okay, So what do we want to put on this tree? Do we want to put "You make every day special," or do we want to put "Thank you for the little things"? I'm going to put it onto, let's see, this piece right here. This is what I want to use. Look at that background. Isn't that cool? We're going to use this piece right here. So I might pop it under here like that and add some of this twine underneath. I think would look great. And then we'll figure out what embellishments we want to do in a second. But we have to decide on our greeting. Let's see here. Let's see. Thank you. I think I'm going to go with "You make every day special." That's what I think I'm going to go with this one. Done. I've decided. Okay. Let's see here. And I'm going to do it, I think, let's do it in the pecan pie. Now, I need a help making a little decision here this evening. I have got one of the dies actually cuts out the twisted trunk for this tree, and I think that I want to actually layer it over top because it shows the detail through it. I think that would be it would add some texture to it, and you can see where when you lay it over top, you can see the detail that was stamped down shows through. So I think that would bring a little something extra to it. I'm gonna go for it. I'll let it roll first, and you let me just, let me know what you think. Meanwhile, I will go ahead and I will stamp my greeting, okay? And then we'll see whether we do a little overlay or we leave it as is. I'm thinking an overlay. Yes, do it. See, I knew you guys would be in for that. I think so too. I think we should just do it. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm struggling to see what color that I want for my greeting. I think I'm going wild wheat. Yes, lay it over top. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I knew you guys would be in for the adventure. Okay, let's add this like that. Whoop. Little noisy on my glass mat. Sorry about that. I am going to add some of this twine underneath. I think this would look really good. So I'm gonna do, let's see, we're gonna do maybe like 1, 2, 3. I'll use it all. I'll spread it out a little bit. Just don't want it to be too heavy, so I'm gonna just spread it out a smidgen. You're not gonna see too much of it, but I think we can trim it down. I think that will be good. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to put it on with some dimension. So I'm just going to lay this right over top. I find this the easiest way to do twine behind a greeting is just lap it around underneath, and then you're going to end up popping up your greeting majority of the times anyway. So then just add a little bit of extra bit of your dimensionals on the back. And what that will do is it will hold those edges of all of your twine in place. So I don't have to worry about this twine kind of coming together. I want it to stay open and loopy like that. And it's going to do that because I have got my dimensionals in the right spot. I think I'm going to tuck it right underneath here so that the root overhangs, and I think that's looking pretty good. We're going to put the detail over top. We're going to add some embellishments, and I think we've got a nice masculine card here. Now, one thing I do have to do once I get it all put together is I will flip it over a little bit and just make sure, like I think some of these edges along the top aren't quite as clean as I want them. They just need to be trimmed up a little bit. They're overhanging just a smidgen, so we will take care of that in a second and frame it up nicely. But I like the tree popped up. I like seeing the detail of the sponging along those beautiful edges. And we're going to take this and tuck it underneath like that. Beautiful. Breaks up a little bit of that greenery. Make sure it's straight. Yeah, looks pretty good. And then we have that laying down the same color or similar color to the trunk. This is a copper clay. It's the natural tone twine pack, and it is a copper clay, so it's slightly darker than the pecan pie, but it looks really good. Okay. Let's add this over top. I'm going to just try and do it so I don't get glue everywhere. Try and be gentle with the glue. Okay. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to. The roots hang over the sediment and is, I know it adds a nice little detail, doesn't it? Then it kind of blends in more. I often like to do that for the greetings, as I like to kind of, if there's a focal point, tuck the greeting partly under so it doesn't just stand out like a square or a circle. It kind of blends in a little bit more into the background. Okay, we're trying to line it up so we can see the detail. Look at that. Amazing. And the nice thing is that worked out well around the edges. So definitely I would stamp the tree. Even if you're going to overlay like I did there, you still have the detail through the tree, which looks quite pretty, right? And then, you know, you get to see it through there. You could do a different color and then it would almost look like a two-tone. With this being a stamp, it is a slightly lighter tone than the actual die cut piece, so I think it works out well. But you could even play with your colors a little bit more, and you could do more like a copper clay, like a darker color coming through, and then a lighter overlay, which I think would look brilliant too. Okay, so there is that piece. Now let me just have a look. Do I have some, see how I've got a few little edges? We need to clean that up just a bit. Bottom looks okay. Actually not as bad as I thought, just the one. Perfect. Okay, I do want to add a little bit more rustic look to it. So I'm going to take and I am going to just add just a few of these. What are these ones? These are the rustic. Yep, little rustic dies, a couple there. And I like to do at least 3. So we're going to put one over here too, just because. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Like that, and that is a pretty good masculine card. So you can see how you could definitely do more bright blues. You could definitely do more of a cherry blossom tree, but I really wanted to draw in the colors that are in this Timeless Plaid. And I want to show you that there is one other set of dies that are within the Twisted in Time, and that is this die here, which is it's different, right? Like I could see using it on the, like if you're doing a short little tag or a note card, but I think how they mean to use it, and if you were to do, let's flip it over. We're flipping over. You could use it to frame in, and you could do 2 of them. So this is within the bundle, and you could, you know, frame them up. You could do different colors, but you could frame up like that, and you could put your fabulous tree in the center. If you're die cutting it, then you could put a beautiful piece of ribbon or pattern paper through the center. If you didn't, you know, if you didn't want the little seams, you could also switch it up and add a little gap in between too. But it is a pretty little detail that you could definitely use to play up your card a little bit. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm using it kind of in a different way because of the backdrop, because I wanted to toss it up. Look at that. We've got this beautiful spring tree from Tracy that she sent me, and then now we've got this more kind of rustic masculine tree. Okay, I think that's a good little toss up there, but we're not done. We are going to do one more, and we're going to do something quite cute and more on the Easter side. Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to put those aside there. All right, and I'm going to grab, and I'm going to do the background this time first. So let's grab a white piece. Now, what ribbons do I want to put through? Yeah, I think I am going to still do it this way. I think I will. I was just thinking you could use the same layout, right? And you could have the papers just sideways like this, and then you could do it in the opposite direction. So I will maybe play around with this backdrop a little bit more using different patterns that I've got of papers, and then I will post what I come up with all sorts of options on what this layout can look like. Okay, I like doing that, and then you can see the versatility and the difference that just papers make, right? Okay, are we ready? Let's do a little cute card now. All right. So I hope that, let's see, I think that one went together like that, and this one went together like that. Yeah, I want to kind of keep that the way that it is. So I'm going to do this one on this side. I hope that everyone had a chance to have some fun on Family Day. We ended up going out for breakfast, which was great. I got to see all my girls actually on Family Day. Molly and Sarah came with us for breakfast. It was delicious. We went to the Blue Fox. If you're ever in Victoria, you want to do a breakfast, it is a great place to go. It has been around for like decades. You have to wait. We had to wait, if I had to guess, an hour. Maybe not quite an hour to get in. It's always busy and you can't make a reservation, but it is worth the wait. So we had a great breakfast. And every once in a while, going out for breakfast, it's a fun thing to do, right? Rather than going out for dinner. And then, let's see, which way do I want this to go? This way. Love the strawberries. Then we took off and we met up. I'm floating them. See, I need to do a little shimmy. See, good thing they're not. Oh, did I press them down? I may have felt a little, oh no, there's a little bit of leeway. I was going to say, I was feeling a little confident after doing the last one and nailing the lineup right away. Okay, this one should still have a little wiggle room. Okay, yes, I was able to shift them just enough. Perfect. But yeah, and then we went and had a visit with Katie. So, like I said, I got to see all of my girls on Monday. It was wonderful. So I hope you got to have some time with family. There we go. I think that's better. Let's see how this one goes. We might be a little off on this card. We'll see. Once we get all the cute stuff on there, no one's going to notice. Oh, I want to put it this way, I think. Good. There we go. My dad turned 88. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. We went and had lunch with him on Sunday. It's kind of nice. Once I was feeling better, I was able to go and visit everyone. So that is why you may not have seen a lot of me live in the last little bit. I was getting in some good visits with family, which is important, right? Let's see. Now I did want to do another little kind of different detail. This is the pieces that I'm going to put on here, but I don't want to put them on just, look at how cute this is going to be. I saw this on actually the Stampin' Up! Facebook page had these together with a little bunny and the little flowers. I'm going to add, of course, a little butterfly, and I think I'm going to add strawberries. down here, and I'm gonna put the greeting, but I feel like I need something to break it up just a little bit more, to add a little bit more white space. And again, this is going to be one of those things I'm going to need your input. You could tell me yes or no, just leave it as it is. We're going to see. But I did think that possibly doing a little trick with some paper. Here it is. This is what I want to use. And do kind of like, because this to me reminds me kind of like old country wallpaper, right? This little pattern here. So I thought I'd add little like wainscoting, so some stripes of just a kind of texture. So we'll see how this turns out, and we'll see if we put it on the card or not. But just a little bit in the backdrop. I gotta make sure I get my cutter out of the way. So I'm just gonna do some scoring, and I'm gonna score every 1/4 of an inch. Now this is a great tip on how you can create a fun texture without even having to pull out your embossing folders. Just bring in your Stampin' Trimmer, your scoreboard, and just score some few little stripes. See the pattern that we're making just with using your scoring tool. And you know, it's one of those things that you may not think to do, but in certain situations it looks pretty fantastic. And we're going to see if this is going to be one of those situations. It may not be. We're going to see. I'm going to go with, I think that will be wide enough. Let me just see. Oh yeah, that's going to be wide enough. Okay. So I have got 2.5 inches wide. I think this is by 4, if I remember right. Yeah. And I scored it every 1/4 of an inch. Okay. I wanted to do kind of white on white, but for it to be able to pop on the white. So let's just see how that is going to look. Okay. Now this is going to go like so. Okay, and then this is going to go in the middle. So I got to decide whether or not you could glide your ink over to make it look like a wood grain. Absolutely, I could. I could absolutely do that. Let's see. The only thing I'm not liking right now is the fact that this is in the exact same spots of these white gaps, right? So now I'm wondering, another way I could do it is I could put it across so you get to see more of the pattern paper, but I could thin it down a little bit. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see here. I want to keep it white, I think, for this one, but you're right. In another card, you could definitely do a little bit of brown. In fact, maybe I'll just, you could even just rub it over, and where the scoring is done, it would stay white, and the rest would turn kind of like a brownie wood grain. But I'm going to put this, I think, across here like this. Okay, kind of like trim in the middle of the wall. This is what we're going to go for. Okay. Can you line it with another piece of white? I am going to line it with another piece of white. I just want to break up this pattern just a smidgen because it is so bold, and kind of ground my white piece a little bit more. You know, I may in the end think, oh, I shouldn't have done it, but we'll see. You'll let me know, right? Okay. So we're going to put this in here like this. Okay. And then we're going to break it up a little bit. So we're going to add, let's see. I'm going to put this on here to see. And I want to tuck this into here like this. Like I want to kind of tuck the bunny in the frame, but have his head coming out of the frame like this. Okay, I think this is a Scotch tape moment. That's what I think this is. I'm pretty sure. I need my Scotch tape. And I'll show you why. I want to make sure, I want to be able to tuck some slide things into the frame. I want to work the frame, but I want this piece at the top and the bottom to stick together. So I'm going to take some, put those two pieces together, and I'm going to just tape the frame piece to the white inside. That's going to keep them at the same level. Okay, and it's going to keep them together for me. See how that keeps them together, but I still have these gaps to play with on the sides. Then I can tuck Bunny in here like this. I like that. And then I can also have my flowers kind of coming up behind. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Like I said, I just saw this card. It was a little sample that Stampin' Up! Had done, and I thought it was just adorable. So they did it on like a little tag, and they used the different frame, but I think that this is going to work really well. Okay, we're going to tuck this. I like tucking the bunny inside a little bit, and then having the bunny ears pop out. That's sweet. Okay. So there is our little bunny in our frame. Okay, we're going to add more to that in a second. There is that on there. We need our strawberries. I'm going to add some strawberries down, hanging over this corner. I think I'm going to pop out the strawberries though. So let's also check out some blue twine. Okay. Let's see how this turns out. I'm always just as surprised as you are. That's the best part, right? Okay, let's take this twine apart. Okay, and you way far East Coast ladies, I hope you enjoy watching this in the morning, perhaps with your coffee. So I will say good morning to you. And actually, for some of you, I'm wondering what even time it would be in Australia. You are definitely not evening in Australia. You're probably during the day too. So there we go. Okay, so I love to take our jute twine, and there's 3 strands in it. I love to unravel them because then you have this beautiful texture, wavy texture that you can kind of play with a little bit and use it to go underneath your greetings. I'm going to pull in this little greeting from, or sorry, this little die, and this one is from Unbound Love, and it is a fabulous set of dies. Okay, we wanted to do Easter, didn't we? Oh, we could do Hello Spring. No, I'm gonna do, let's do this one. Somebody Loves You. That's sweet. I'm gonna see if the Easter greetings will fit. It'll let me know. I think that one, we might have to go with the larger one. Hold on, let's see. This is the nested dies, and we might have to go with that larger one. We do. Okay, we could do Welcome Little One. This could be a baby card. I'm going to do the Easter greeting. So this is officially my first Easter card. Right now, I'm going to do the Easter greetings. Now, you may have been wondering if you have not seen Stampin' Up! Stuff before. Like, these pieces here are actually part of the Designer Series paper that has, actually I'll use the pecan pie, that'll work. That has 2 sheets of die cuts that come with it. They have all these adorable, adorable papers, but then they have 2 fabulous sheets of die cut, like animals and like fruits and veggies and butterflies, and you got everything from bunnies to, well, I have the package right here. I'll show you quickly. Bunnies to mice. What else is in there? There's all sorts of, it's almost like a storybooks I used to listen to when, or people, grandparents and stuff read to me when I was younger. Look at, we got lambs in here. We got ducks, mice. So there's like 2 sheets that have all sorts of critters in there, as well as your acorns and garden stuff and watering cans and gardening boots and tools. So it's really sweet. The storybook I remember is Mr. McGregor's Garden. That's the one I remember, and that's what it reminds me of. We used to read that to the girls too. Okay, so I'm going to put this, I'm going to tuck it underneath. I'm going to put it down here. And we want to put our strawberries. So I think I'm going to put the strawberries over top like that. Okay, and then I'm going to use this twine, because I want to add a little bit in behind here. So we're going to do the same like we did for the last card, and I'm just going to loop it around, and we're going to see what happens. I don't want to put too much. So I'm going to see if 2 strands is too much underneath there. Yeah, I think it is. I want just like a little tiny bit. So I'm going to do less. Less is more sometimes. I'm going to loop it around like that. And then I'll trim it back. See, just a little bit's definitely better. So I'm going to add my twine on the back like that, kind of on the diagonal. Again, putting down my dimensionals. I'm going to pop this up a little bit. Okay, and we're going to tuck it just underneath Bunny and above the flowers. So that is about where I want it to go on here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick it. Yep, that's where I want it to go. I'm going to stick it like that. And then I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to now add some dimensional to the back, because I'm going to pop this whole featured piece right off the card. It's looking pretty cute so far. And again, it's that backdrop, but I do like being able to see the blue down the sides. I think that that's really pretty. So I'm glad we switched the direction of that little piece of white with the detail. And then we're going to pop these strawberries. My goodness, we could pop them here. We could pop them over down here as well. I don't know where I want them to go. Or do I want them kind of off to the side like that? I got to get more dimensionals. Let's see. I'm thinking I want to place them up a little slightly higher. So I might even have them coming from in behind on this side. It'll break up that white piece a little bit too. I think that's where I'll put them. But I'm going to pop them up. And can we tuck it underneath the bunny? No, we're going to tuck it underneath the whole thing. So let's go a little bit from the side, and we'll have the strawberries coming out from here like that. I want it over top. It'll hide this little, like the bunny's little bum coming out of there. Don't want that to be seen. Let's trim that. Okay, and we'll put those right there. There. That looks good. So we've got a little bit of the blue. I'm going to trim it, but just having that tiny bit adds to the card. We need some embellishment to it for sure. So now can you see, it's hard to see in this lighting, but can you see the texture? There it is. See the texture a little bit on the sides? I do like that. I like seeing the whole pattern at the top and the bottom. Okay, we're gonna bring out this one. I've got this little butterfly. I think it's gonna get lost up here unless we put it to the side. I think I'm gonna leave it. But what I might bring in instead is these little brass butterflies. And I'm gonna use these instead. So we'll put these on here like that. And maybe we will put one down here like so. That looks pretty sweet. And we could, I think 1, 2, 3 up the side is good. And then we've got some shine and we've got a little embellishment on there. I think we've done it. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got 1, we've got 2, and we have got 3, all with starting with 5 strips of 3/4 of an inch laying down the backdrop. So this was my inspiration. Again, can't take credit for this one. This was Cherry Lean Stamping. My friend Tracy created this one. I got it in the mail. Oh, it made my day. So when I wasn't feeling that great, and oh, it was the perfect thing to come in the mail. And then here is a masculine take with our Twisted in Time bundle, which is a new online exclusive one that was released probably a month or so. And then we have got those Storybook Friends. So sweet. We have officially my first Easter card there. And we did a little tiny bit there. Now you can see the texture on the side. See that? A little bit of texture across the back. Using just our scoreboard, 1/4 of an inch spaced, 3/4 of an inch strips by 5.5 for your full backdrop. And, oh, I don't know, it's hard. I like them all. Yeah, little masculine, cute, and pretty. All using the same layout. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was so good to get back to creating live. I will be back Friday morning, and we will do some creating, or Friday at some point we'll have a little cuppa connect, create, and do some fun. And you may even see me before then. If I have a little time, maybe Thursday night, and you might see me chuck in another card, maybe using the same layout here, and I'll do some different looks in the other direction. We'll have a look, we'll see, but it is a great layout, isn't it? I want to let you know about a couple things before I go. One thing I have added to for an option is for my last 2 card clubs, which Terrific Toadstool we just finished up, as well as the January one was the cake celebration. I will be adding eventually, once I have done the class, around March the 10th, I will be adding the Delightful Wishes as well. And I do have Marianne's here. Good. So for Marianne, Bonnie, I've got a couple other ladies that when the snow hit, you guys weren't able to make it down to the birthday party bash. I am feeling better now, because after that, then I got hit with a cold for a couple weeks. So I want to connect with you ladies and find another date that we can get together, even for if we have like a cup of tea and a piece of cake and we create your cards, because I want to be able to create with you and maybe have all 4 of you. You're all coming from the same location, around the same location. So hopefully we will be able to connect and we will be able to create those cards together. I've got your goodie bags here. I've got everything ready. So we will connect end of this month or within the first week of March. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, I have a PDF video option for my card classes. So I will possibly, I did have a request because the birthday party bash was something that was only done in person. It wasn't virtual at all. I did have a request to see if I would do a full PDF for the 12 cards that were made during the birthday party bash. I will see if I can get that done in the next couple weeks, and I will add that to my new PDF/video shop. So there is a link. When you click it, you will find my link for if you want to come along and join my Stamp It Canadian team, get a discount buying Stampin' Up! Stuff, and get a great deal on a whole bunch of products for $135, so that you get to pick yourself It's great. So you can check that out. But the first link is now a new PDF store. So the reason why I wanted to offer this is because I had a lot of people reaching out for me from the likes of Australia, in the States, other areas outside of Canada, and I can't send my kits, my monthly kits. I can't send products outside of Canada. But I did a full, and do I have them right here? Oh, I do. I mean, they are very detailed. I'm going to show you them quickly here. They are like so detailed of everything you need to do. We have got every card laid out with photos, measurements and steps for putting them together, extra visuals on the back, especially for the fun fold, because each month has a fun fold involved, or anything that had a little bit kind of more needs more visual tricky, it'll actually say refer to photo. So there is a full PDF for Terrific Toadstools as well as Cake Celebration. You get that, but you also get a full 2-hour. This will tell you how to prepare. You could use this to create your cards because it will give you detailed instructions. But if you want to use this to prep all your pieces and then you want to create along actually with me, I will also be sending you along with this a 2-hour full video tutorial step by step on how to create your cards and put them together. So it's like you get to create along with me. It's just if you are outside of Canada, you do have to have your own products. You can either just use the layouts and other papers, or if you need to find a demonstrator within your country to purchase the products from, I have got some fabulous friends in fabulous places that I can hook you up with to do that. And then you can use the tutorials to actually do the cards, okay? So there's an option now for outside of Canada and inside of Canada for past classes, for full video instructions with PDFs for anyone who would like to create those classes, okay? So just click and check out the PDF store. There's just the 2 months in there now, but I will be adding March once we've done March, as well as just sign up some kind of pop-up ones as well for some other bundles that are going to be coming up, okay? The big question, what am I using for April? Those of you who wanted to know, it is brand new online exclusives that are actually not available, unless of course you're a demonstrator. Another perk for grabbing the starter kit right now, and it's a fantastic deal, is you get items a good month early, and you get to buy them before they release. But the release date for these products I'm going to be using is March the 4th. I have got all the products arriving here this week. I'm going to do up the samples. I am going to post them, and then you can start signing up. The bundle is going to be called. So if you are a demonstrator and you're thinking, oh, what bundle should I buy next? And you want to be able to create with me in the month of April, you are going to want to grab the Textured Notes bundle. I did have the dies here. I'm going to wait till I have all the stuff to show you. But the dies alone, standalone dies, they are fabulous rectangles, many different shapes with the most amazing detail around them. They are like notes of nature, or sorry, spotlight on nature. You know how we have all the fabulous edging? It's like that, but rectangles. You are going to want these. So you might as well just do the club class because it's going to be great. So, you will get 2 different types of new papers that are coming out, a quarter package of each. You will get a package of the matte dots. You will get 5 yards of white ribbon. And if you want to add on the Textured Notes bundle, you can. I can pop it in for you as soon as it goes live to ensure that you get it. And yeah, class will be in April. So that's what I'm going to be using. I will share all the products with you later on this week once they arrive. I have them en route, and I will put up the posting for registration within the next couple days, and then I will start posting here and on Instagram some samples of cards of the 4 different designs. Okay, so I'm so excited because these are new products that they're not out there yet. So it's going to be great to have some new stuff in April to create with. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone, have a great rest of your evening. And I will see you again later this week. Have a great midweek. And I hope you guys get a chance to try this quick and easy backdrop out. If you do, I'm going to post my samples. I would love for you to drop yours in the comments so that everyone can be inspired by all the different looks that you can do with this backdrop. Okay, and thanks again. Shout out to Tracy for the fabulous inspiration. Okay, take care, everyone. And I got to get back to my income tax now.